My KelTec PF9. I had it to the range, matter of fact, last week. Doing some final sighting in with it. The rear adjustable sight needed moved a little bit. I tested it at right at 7 yards, I think 12 yards, 15 yards, and we tried a few 80-yard shots with it. Did hit the target. Wasn't quite so accurate at 80 yards, but we're here today just going to do a little cleaning on it. Thought I'd make a video on it here. Just a slight breakdown and cleaning of the barrel. Just a few tips that I have for it. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. Gun was safety checked prior to the video, and went ahead and just a little thing. This is a coated slide on this. It's the Cerakote slide, the olive drab green slide, and I went ahead and put a piece of black tape on here to protect it, because you do need lots of times to get something down in there and grab that little pin out of there. So I went ahead and put a little piece of black tape on it, just taking the one of the 9mm cartridges, and that just pops loose there, the pin. You can go ahead and peel the tape off once you've made it to that point. That pin just pulls out and just slides forward, plain and simple. And we didn't really put a whole bunch of rounds in this, probably close to probably 100 rounds, maybe 125. I played with the 147 grain bullets this time, and really did the sighting in with the 124 grains. But the 147s went ahead and they worked fine in it. Some of the XTP reloads that I had put in there, those are actually fairly good bullets. I know there's a little bit of controversy about whether the 147 goes too slow and doesn't expand, but I just wanted to try them and see how the gun reacted. And it really did well. This gun here, I actually purchased it trying to get a lightweight everyday carry gun, and I was a little bit hesitant on it, but I can say it shoots super. I mean, for a gun that costs $300, I mean, you know, nobody can say that they really are, you know, they can't afford a gun or, you know, something to protect themselves with, and they've only got $300. You can't buy anything for $300, but this right here will do the job, I'll tell you. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this barrel down with this ballistol, and try to keep my mess on this towel right here. But spray some of the slide, a little bit of build up in there. Okay. One thing with the straw, you don't always have to spray it. You can just kind of dab it in there sometimes. Yeah, my first video there where I purchased the stuff there on from Mid-South Shooters. They're a fairly nice little setup there, and I was making my order out, and I thought my buddy told me that he'd like to have or like to be able to shoot at some the torso targets, and I just kind of thought I'd look there real quick, and they actually had some torso targets, and fairly cheap, I thought. So if you guys are looking for reloading stuff or anything, even bullets themselves, I mean, they have full loaded ammunition, reloading stuff, all kinds of stuff on there. Just go check it out. So just cleaning this main frame a little bit here while that ballistol works into the barrel. Shouldn't take very long because, like I said, I didn't really run a whole bunch of rounds through that barrel while I was there. I ran a lot more through my .40 caliber because I was trying to burn up some reloads, and the bullets themselves are kind of light in my .40 reloads, and I didn't care for them too well. All right, go ahead. Run that through there a couple times, clean that ramp a little bit, scrub it with the brush. That's definitely a place that it builds up on. I like to roll my these little wads around there, and gives it a nice tight fit whenever you run it through your barrel. It kind of, gives that extra little push where the that little cloth could get down in closer to your riflings in your barrel. Now, KelTec does have a minimum on these PF9s. They have like a minimum 100 round break-in period, which I'm far past that now. I'm probably 250 to 300 rounds through it. So, yeah, it's looking nice down in there now. I'm not going to bore you with a whole 20-minute video of me stroking my barrel there with the cleaning brush. And go ahead and get the slide wipe down. The inside here. And then shoot a little ballistol back in the grooves here on the side of the main frame. And get it put back together. It's not a whole lot to it. There. Okay. And there is definitely a little trick on putting these back together. Didn't really quite understand the directions there whenever I was putting it together the first time after when I first bought it. Brought it home, broke it down, cleaned everything on it, re-lubed it, and I do that with anything I get. So. Alright, let's go ahead and grab the ballistol here. I may have to wipe some of this back off. Just kind of snake it tube right along there, and that's a little too much for me there. And I didn't wipe the outside of my barrel off here. Get it cleaned. And just go ahead and put a little bit in the hood here, back here where it breaks in, sets in. Alright. Drop that in there. Spring just popped off here. There we go. Yeah, and this does have the plastic rod in there as well. I haven't heard any complaints about that. Anyone having any issues with that breaking or coming off anything, but. Alright, and just take the slide, run her down on there. Of course, you That's what it was. I already forgot it already. You have to push down on the barrel, pull it back. Of course, the battle saw made it pretty slick. And then you have to line it up. Slide the barrel forward a little bit there. And snap in the pin. And that should be it. There we go. Yeah, that's what I forgot the first time. Before you put that pin in, the barrel's already setting up here and the spring's holding it up in place. You have to actually push down with it with your finger or your thumb and pull the, just like it would naturally, just the same action. But you have to manually push down to be able to get the slide back. And if not, if you do actually get the slide back and that's not pushed down, you can actually get into a little bit of a situation trying to hold it to get everything back apart. Nothing major, but so there it is. And be ready for another range time, and maybe next time I'll take the camera with me and we can get some video of it on the range.